Good evening, Postal family. How's everybody doing? My name is Saeed. Welcome back to my channel. What's going on this Tuesday evening? Today's topic, I'm discussing the OTDL rules. Still a lot of confusion across the board as far as what changed in the new contract as far as OTDL sign up list and all that. So that's what I'm concentrating on today. But first, if you're new to the channel, my name is Saeed. Postal content is what I do, always love to do. If you like postal content related stuff like that, I would love to have you on my channel. Join my channel. Keep giving the channel the thumbs up. Really helps out the algorithm. Thanks so much, y'all, for everything y'all do for me. Always the comments. Thanks so much. Everything you guys share with me, all the comments, and just the support. I can't thank you guys enough. Everything, what's going on right now, and y'all, personal postal lives you share with me. So appreciate that. Anything I'm wrong, and you talk to me. So thanks so much for all you do. That's about it. Our beloved NALC president, Mr. Renfro, had a few words to say about the retirement, the FERS, and all that. That's in trouble right now in the Congress. So he had some words to say. I'll get to that. Trying to, once I have everything, I'll make a video on that, what was mentioned and all that. So I'll get to that. But let's get to today's topic about the OTDL, all the confusion, whatnot, what's going on. The 2023-26 National Agreement between the NALC and USPS, ratified in December 2024, brought several changes to overtime rules for city letter carriers. Here's a breakdown of the key aspects. Overtime desired list, OTDL. Elimination of 10-hour and 12-hour preferences. The new contract eliminates the previous distinction between carriers wanting to work up to 10 hours or up to 12 hours on their OTDL. There is now a single OTDL. So there's no more 10 to 12 hours, just the OTDL list. Equitable distribution. Management must make every effort to distribute overtime opportunities equitably among those on the OTDL within each quarter. This considers both the number of overtime hours worked and the number of opportunities offered. This rarely doesn't happen. Management, they only look at who's available, who showed up, who called out. They don't go around asking whoever is on the OTDL. They're supposed to, but I haven't seen it, at least. Let me know in the comments in your stations. Do you guys ever have a supervisor or manager come around and whoever's in the OTDL, they'll ask you first if you want this 2 hours, or give it to directly to the CCA. Counting all overtime hours worked and all overtime opportunities offered to OTDL carriers are counted towards quarterly equitability, regardless of whether the overtime is on the carrier's own route or another assignment. Weekly posting. A cumulative total of overtime hours worked and overtime opportunities offered to each OTDL employee during the quarter must be posted weekly. That's another thing. We never see anything like that posted. So it just depends on which station you are, who's following the new NALC contract. Volunteering beyond limits. A new provision allows OTDL carriers to volunteer work beyond the 12-hour daily or 60-hour weekly limits on a case-by-case basis. However, carriers cannot be forced to work beyond these limits and are protected from discipline if they stop working when these limits are reached, unless they volunteer to continue. Work assignment list, WAL. Overtime on own assignment. Carriers on the WAL are only available for overtime on their own assigned route or regularly scheduled days up to 12 hours per day. So, you can sign up just overtime. That's same as previous contract. You can sign up just the overtime you get on your route. No obligation, entitlement on non-scheduled days. Signing up for the wall does not create any obligation or entitlement to work overtime on non-scheduled days. Treatment on non-scheduled days. On non-scheduled days, carriers on the wall are treated the same as full-time regular carriers not on any overtime list. They can only be required to work overtime under specific provisions for non-ODL employees. Use of regular ODL. Management can use an employee from the regular OTDL to work regular overtime to avoid paying penalty pay to a carrier on the wall. That kind of makes sense, the management just picks somebody from the OTDL rather than giving the person on who has the assignment just on their route, protect the penalty time. This does not apply during December non-OTDL employees. Mandatory overtime. Full-time regular employees not on any OTDL may be required to work overtime only if all available employees on OTDL have worked up to 12 hours in a day or 60 hours in a service week. That's highly unlikely. That depends on how many people signed up on the OTDL and are they all maxed out. Management, that's another thing. They don't stop and check all that nowadays. So rotation. If mandatory overtime is necessary for non-ODL employees, it should be assigned on a rotating basis with the first opportunity given to the junior employee. Maximum hours excluding December. Non-OTDL full-time regular employees cannot be required to work overtime on more than 4 or 5 scheduled days in a service week. Work over 10 hours on a regularly scheduled day or over 8 hours on a non-scheduled day or 6 days in a service week. Got all that? Daily service limit. The total hours of daily service, including scheduled work hours, overtime, and meal time for non-ODL employees, including PTFs and CCAs, generally cannot exceed 12 consecutive hours, effectively limiting work time to 11.5 hours if a meal break is taken. Penalty overtime excluding December. Penalty overtime two times the base straight time rate is paid all work beyond 10 hours in a service day or 56 hours in a service week. Other important points. December exception. The rules regarding mandatory overtime limits for non-ODL employees and use of ODL employees to avoid penalty pay for WAL employees have exceptions during the month of December. New pay rate. The new contract introduces new pay rate for certain overtime situations, which was previously only achievable through the grievance arbitration procedure. The specific details of this new rate would be found in the full contract language. Temporary full-time carrier technician assignments. The contract allows for the creation of temporary full-time carrier technician assignments, which may involve overtime work across different installations. To get the most precise and comprehensive understanding of the new OTDL rules, it is recommended to consult the official 2026 National Agreement document and any related memorandums understanding issued by the NALC and USPS. You can likely find these resources on the NALC website through your national NALC branch. So that's the overtime rules. There's no 10 to 12 hours on the list. You just sign the OTDL straightforward, or you sign the WAL, just overtime on your route that you get. And like I said, this is not being implemented, at least where I'm at. So let me know if it's being implemented, you guys' stations, and how is it, management, are they following all these rules? Or probably not. I already know. So anyways, another thing, and I always gotta mention, everything I say on this channel is from my experiences. I'm not speaking on behalf of USPS. Never do, never will. So this is just from my experiences, my channel. So let's get something out of the way. So that's the OTDL video. A little bit refresher on a lot of confusion going on with this OTDL. We haven't seen the new list put on, so I wouldn't know if it's being implemented different stations. So other than that, that's it. Like I said, the Brian Renfro spoke about the changes coming with the regs, that what the Congress is trying to take away the retirement, messing with the retirement of the what's going on with the furs and all that. So once I get a hold of that, what he said, I'll make a video on that as soon as possible. All right, guys. That's it for this one. Stay good out there. Stay safe. Mailman Saeed will catch you on the next take. Good night.